everyone. Welcome back to another Rise of Mordor stream. Today we're continuing on the rework. We're doing the Morgul Raiders, which is a tier 1 unit. Tier 1 unit for Mordor. So we have some exciting stuff there. So yeah, we started this last stream. I think last stream we got all our simulations going. We essentially got this from the simulation, and it was a little big and heavy, so I narrowed it down to a more kind of adjustable size, and we ended up with something like this. Yeah. Case, could the music be turned down slightly? I think I adjusted it. Maybe. Let me know. Yeah, let me know if there's any problem with it. So yeah, so I think today we'll be doing a lot of retopology, which is just a lot of making something kind of usable out of the mesh. Because at the moment we can't really use this high poly. This is the high poly, so we kind of want a low poly here. When do you think the Mordor rework will be done? The entire Mordor faction rework might take, an update or two. Might be a little bit. As for tier 3, I can officially announce that they are done. So they'll be in the next update, I think. I think so. But they are finished. But the entire Mordor rework, I have no clue when that would be finished, because there's actually a fair amount of units that need to be done. There's this unit that first he's redoing tier 1, which is rabble, bowmen, and just infantry. And then there's all tier 2, which is like pikes, warriors, axes, and then there's a Morgul orc unit that needs to be done, and then a tier 4 unit that needs to be done. Bodyguard. So I can't say exactly. It'll take a bit, but in the meantime we'll try to get tier 1 and tier 2 finished pretty quickly. So yeah, I've already kind of done most of the retopology for this one. I'm just doing some final adjustments here. Armored Space Pony, nice music. Thank you. This is actually our official soundtrack made by one of our talented musicians. I don't think he's with us on the team anymore, but he composed this track for I'm pretty sure his own work and for this mod, which is super cool. So I can, if you really want it, I can link it. It's made by Philip Oleka, I think is his name. But yeah, it's a custom soundtrack for Rise of Mordor, made by someone on the team. All right. So I'm just basically putting all these little vertices and nodes into place, and then I'm going to apply and fix everything up. But yeah, this is the bottom tunic that's underneath all the armor, essentially. So just making sure everything's in the right place. Yeah. I think this is good. All right. Yeah, I'm making sure I'm just capturing all the big folds in my low poly as much as I can. So when it bakes, it'll be easier. And I'm going to tear this up as well a bit at the top. So I think we can get rid of, we can apply our subdivision. I'm just going to save first. Yeah, and then we still have shrink wrap on, so for example, yeah, and then we can just fix up little things like this. Like that should be there. Just little issues with the mesh that we can fix up. To be honest, I don't think I need the shrink wrap anymore. So, okay, and today will be a bit of a shorter stream. I think I'm gonna go until 5 tops, just because some things I need to get done today. So not as long as the other ones, but should give us plenty of time to do whatever we need to do. Today's a bit more calming and relaxed. I'm just, yeah, getting some retopology done. It's a bit of a kind of an off day almost for me. Armor Space Money. Someone said on the Discord only a few songs can be played in one match. Not sure what you mean by that. Like, as in game? In that case, yeah, probably. They're probably right. This is just, I think, planned for when we have campaign and whatnot, and just music we can use generally everywhere. Not sure what the whole, yeah, sound and music situation is in game right now. It's not really my department, I guess. So yeah, I'm just trying to get these polys to line up conveniently. At the peaks here. Okay. And then, yeah, around the edges. Matthew Arrows, are you a professional? No, I'm not, sadly, but there definitely are people on this team that, you know, I would consider professionals. I would not consider myself a professional. But thank you for the comment. Making sure everything's in the right place. Especially around the edges where you want to kind of catch these curves. And once again, I'm going to tatter these edges so it won't really have a super defined kind of boundary, but still. So what is your actual job in your team? Are you a fan maker of models? Yeah, I'm a 3D artist on the team. Yeah, I've been on the team for 4 years, so much longer. I could consider myself, I guess, a senior. I just don't really kind of concern myself with a lot of the technical stuff and the decisions. You know, I've kind of stepped away from that and more have just gone to, you know, making units, so and learning that, because I basically started from crap, from making, you know, junk essentially at the beginning, to I would consider myself to be, you know, better now, making something that's mediocre at least. But yeah, part of the team for a long time, 3D artist. You guys do such great work. Your units, even the made-up, look so faithful to the movies. Thank you. So, fill, poke, bring it just down. Everyone saying hello to each other in the chat, nice. Poke again. And poke. Oh, did I just find? Yeah, I found an issue. Perfect. That's good. Alright. That's one low poly done. So this is under raw armor. Whoops. Let's move it out. And we're gonna rename this. What is this thing? It's supposed to be the tunic? Okay, this is high poly. Just making sure. Oh, I think I just got someone's joke. Someone's. Are you a professional? Yes. I don't know if you could tell. We are professionals, so if you weren't aware by any chance. Yeah. Senior model maker. It's not officially a title. It's just kind of a title I've given myself. A senior model maker. I've just been around for a fair amount of time. Doesn't make me, you know, better by any means. Just shows that I've kind of seen multiple stages of the mod. Like a fair amount. Will this unit have a shield? No. This is tier 1 infantry. They look a little heavy, but it's fine. This is just the concept and the way they're going to be. And yeah, they've only got big spiky maces, clubs, and yeah, they're no shield. Straight up infantry. Just leather armor. So I think that leaves our tunic finished. Low poly and high poly. So I think our next piece is this one here. First thing I do is subdivision surface. Yeah, Matteo, I finally got the joke. I completely forgot that was there because that was from last stream, so yeah. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah. Bit of professionals here. What's your favorite faction? Mordor. Just after working on them for so long, you know, they just kind of grow on you, I guess. I do like just, you know, the massive horde of like messed up spiky metals. Appealing to me. It looks like light infantry. Yep, it is. Yeah. Just bait your basic tier 1. Another alternative to Rabble. Yeah, the armor will be cool. I might make a custom face for these guys. Not sure. And I'll have to make hair as well. So that'll be fun. So okay, let's apply subdivision surface. How many bases do we have here? 14,000. We're well in budget. Okay. So the process to retopologizing is pretty straightforward. We bring up a plane, we move all 4 faces or whatever on our object, and then we apply a few modifiers. Subdivision surface, that essentially splits the face into 4 more faces. Every face becomes 4 more. But we still control kind of a level of detail lower, so we control a mesh, and then the subdivision will just divide all the faces by 4, but we're controlling the original mesh, so you can make scale, like, you can change things on a bigger scale, essentially, is what I'm saying. You don't have to deal with more faces that you have to control, but you still get more detail. And then we mirror it, obviously. And then we do shrink wrap. And shrink wrap essentially makes the model wrap around it, or essentially always touch it. So then I move these here, and I start filling out this area, this space. And so this piece here, it's this one here, right under, like right above the chainmail and underneath the rest of the armor. It's like this mid section of this piece. Really cannot wait for Rework from Mordor and had to come out with evil factions to me are stale. Oh yeah, evil factions will be a lot more fun to play, hopefully, after these next coming updates. They're finally getting the the love they deserve. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be really cool, especially Mordor. I think Mordor will be really awesome and really fun to play, especially when they are when they're done. Yeah, just making sure I'm selecting all faces here. Okay, hopefully also with new free people's units and factions. Oh yeah. We've been getting, what I can say is that we've been getting a lot of work done recently, which is really cool. We have a bigger team than ever, and a lot of active people now. And so, in the Discord channels for the team, there's a lot of bustle, or hustle and bustle, busyness going on. So I'm excited for you guys and for myself. Are those units the Black Rooks that captured Frodo? I'm not too sure. I didn't draw the concept. You'd have to ask Meron where they came from. I think they're from, he said they were from a civil war of sorts. I can't remember if he said, I can't remember. If I were to guess, I would say no. That's just my guess. Actually, I think you're right. No, I think you're completely right. Cirith Ungol. So yeah, I think you're right. How many kinds of different faces will be? As in head variations? For all of Mordor, like I think this unit, for example, I'm gonna have like 1 or 2 head variations for these guys. Just at a time budget. We've added. Actually, you'll see how many. Yeah, okay, I'll say this. We've added 2 heads to tier 3. There's 2 new heads, So there's not that default one that you guys all know about. That looks like a zombie that's been in the game for however long since it's like been out. But these guys, we'll see how many we'll make. Maybe 2 variations, because heads take a long time. They're a lot of work, so that's why you know, I can be a little hesitant sometimes to do them. Okay, so that's not good there. Will there be female orcs? No, nope. Which would you choose as your birth from Mordor? A black Numenorean, orc, or orc? I think either. Definitely not an orc. You know what? I think orcs would be cool. Just, you know, being super big and powerful. Not really caring. Like the berserkers almost. That'd be, that's Uruk-hai, but even orcs kind of have that same kind of feel. Just heavy almost. Although Numenorean would also be cool, because you're not all messed up and you know, disfigured. I can make a mistake, but I think that models of Harad were made like 2 rich soldiers with golden armor. I don't think they have. I mean, I think most of the bottom tiers are cloth. Like, I think you only start seeing actual like armor in tier 3, which is literally the highest tier before like a general's unit, or like, you know, the highest special units. So I don't know. I think Harad is fine right now. It doesn't seem like things are too golden. Will trolls be done by 1.0? Yeah, for sure. I think for certain. I know Durninja has just answered. Yeah. I think it's fair enough. Yeah, we can say that it'll be done by 1.0. Okay. So this model is not actually perfectly mirrored, so that's why we can apply our mirror later and just fix things. So yeah, just bringing this down, covering up this entire front. Will the Mirkwood Elf, are you asking if the campaign will be done by 1.0? I think the kind of goal of the timelines and the updates is so that 1.0 being, you know, the release, right? I think it makes sense that we try to time 1.0 to be the campaign release, which is the main thing. Obviously, can't speak for certain, but I think that's the goal, right? For 1.0, the release, the official release, to be a campaign, right? What kind of hairs have you been thinking about for orcs? Have you tried any? Well, I haven't tried doing hair yet. What do you mean by kinds? I mean, likely, for example, for this unit, I go with this kind of long hair here that's just gray. And the way to do that is with hair cards, essentially. It's like just a flat mesh that's transparent through most of it, except for a small strand of hair, and you just have a bunch of those meshes just that make up hair. But I've never done hair before. Or you could also just kind of sculpt it, but I don't think that would work with this kind of thin, long, wispy hair. Yeah, the goal is 1.0 being the full release to have campaign, right? That's the plan. And I think this finishes that side. This piece was easy to retopo. We'll do a bit of adjusting. You'll notice that, for example, this side is on the left side, it's longer than on the right side, or wider almost. So we'll have to extend that. And then just this backside here. Like so. And we go all the way down, and then after this, not sure what we'll do after this. I'll retopo the chainmail. I think that's what I'll do. So essentially what I've done in terms of the layering of this armor is, you'll notice here, this is the tunic here. Then right on top of that is the chainmail, which is this part here, right? That goes all the way across throughout the body. And so you can see, if you look underneath, the tunic in the back, that's the highest up piece. Then the one right outside of it is the chainmail, which you can see here. And then all this stuff around the belt is like, just leather pieces and fabric. And then it's leather, basically, for the chestplate top piece. So yeah, and then we'll do some accessories as well. We'll fit in a massive kitchen knife. Of course, yeah, some pouches of some sort, maybe a water skin or something. Yeah, there's a lot of room for accessories and variation. And then yeah, we'll make like a few kind of variations just for bracers here. He's gonna kind of be bare on the arms and whatnot. And then we have to do kind of, a hood. Kind of like these eyes. Especially this one kind of goes through the dark, through the shadow, like of the hood over his head. So yeah, a hood variation, probably one just over his shoulders, and then one on top over his head. And I'm not sure about these greaves. Don't know if I'm going to have this kind of bluish cloth. I'm thinking more of these kind of straps. Maybe one that's just kind of greaves that look like this, and then one that looks like this, just straps that go up the legs. And then yeah, I can do like 2 shoe variations. But ideally this unit doesn't take forever, right? So I'm not going to go crazy with variation here. Some belt accessories, 2 head variations, maybe 3 chestplate variations max. Some belt stuff, 2 bracers, or 1 bracer and glove, 1 bracer, 2 greaves, 2 shoes. I think that's enough. That's good. Will you improve other factions like you did with the dwarves? So that was Frusty who changed up the dwarves, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now, actually, right? With Mordor, because Mordor is not the greatest looking right now in some of its units. So that's kind of exactly what we're doing here. This is Mordor Rework. That's the name of the stream, right? So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. If you're talking about other factions, I think it really depends on who made them and what the deal is with that. Like, for example, I know Manu, who's team leader and the guy responsible for the elves. He's always going back and redoing the elves like all the time, just redoing units. So yeah, I mean, depends on the artist if they want to go back and fix one of their factions, or if we feel that one faction is not very good. For example, I Dunland is gonna get redone later, much later. But yeah, it just kind of depends on the artist, I think. Right now, what I can say is there's no plans. Maybe occasionally, like it just happens occasionally where someone redoes one of their units, just because. Mordor, this was planned for a while, just to kind of redo everything. Shaping up nicely? Yeah, I think so too. I think so. We are kind of getting a cool result here. This thing's a lot higher. The chest places are quite low, I think. I could probably raise them. Yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. But it is looking like the concept, I think, so we're good. So I think now we apply our mirror. Oops. Okay, and then we just move everything back into place. Just make sure everything is in the right spot and sticking up on top, right? We want this model to be, you can notice that how some of it seems to be sticking on the back side of this piece, but I want it to be sticking out over top and also on the edge. So just making sure that that is the case. I think I know what's causing things to stick to the back face, and I can probably fix it if I do this. Yeah, that'll fix it. Make sure everything's close to the edge. Okay. After Mordor, what would you like to work on? What I would like to, or what I'm planning to? What I would like to is a good guy faction. I know I think I might do Anduin Vale, which will be really nice. There's kind of a mix of like a lot of different kind of cultures there. A lot of different factions to play with. Or a lot of different sub-factions, essentially. And I kind of want to just do armor, like, you know, clean medieval armor. That's kind of the style I want to go for. And some, you know, stuff with engravings, stuff with details. There's not much kind of ornate work to do in Mordor. You know, it's just kind of, it's more kind of a lot of the shape, right? The low poly, the spiky armor, the big details and composition, I feel. But I kind of like something with small kind of details and not so much variation. Kind of more uniform officers, soldiers, if you get what I'm saying. And that's, yeah, so probably Anduin Vale. Also, Gundabad would be kind of a lot of fun. I think they have, that's a good, cool evil faction. They've got some cool stuff going on there. Kind of looks like a mix between Isengard and Dunland, in my opinion. It's like it's got a lot of fur and cloth, but also just kind of clean, but evil steel plates. Have you modded other Total War games before? No. This is Total Attila is the only one I've modded, and I'm not even doing very much modding. Right? Once these skills that I'm doing, the model, the blender and whatnot, substance painter, is kind of, it's just general 3D art, right? That applies really to anywhere, to any field, right? So there's not much modding I'm doing really, right? And I only use a few custom tools. Like the only thing special about this, like the only thing that makes it modding, is that I just have to use some certain tools to get things in game, right? Or adapt to certain shaders or things like that, or you know, certain parameters. But yeah, I'm not very super involved in it, once again, the technical stuff, which is what, you know, what kind of a lot of modding is. I would consider modding to be more people making kind of scripts and developing tools to mod the game, right, to change the game. But I'm just doing general art, 3D art, which, you know, I could do this or for anything else. The skill is transferable. I guess so are a lot of other skills with modding, but I think you understand what I'm saying. How many hours does one unit take to model, on average? Ooh, that really depends what faction you're working on and what tier. It can. I wouldn't do it on the scale of hours because it takes a lot more than hours. Like it takes, you know, weeks. Maybe if you're working really fast, it could take you a week to do a low tier of units or a really nice unit, right? Kind of depends how many armor pieces there are and stuff. Like for tier 3, that was months. The tier 3 rework, because it was, yeah, remaking everything from scratch, but it was like 40 assets, 40 different pieces that I had to make. Besides the fact that I was busy and stuff in school and whatnot, or at work, I should have said. But it takes a long time, but it depends on a lot of different factors. Because, you know, variation for Mordor is key, right? If you're making a unit that has only one kind of one set of armor, that's you know, it takes a lot faster. This unit I'm making right now will be done a lot faster than tier 3. There's nowhere near as much variation, and it's pretty kind of straightforward. I've already made a lot of the high poly, right, for this unit. I'm on the Retopology, and then I can kind of texture these and get them almost ready in game. Massive, 7.9k, yeah, we're almost there. We're very close to 8,000 subscribers, which is crazy in my mind. That's a lot of people. I still find it funny that Discord has more people than, or we have more people in our Discord than we have subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is not usually the case, that your Discord grows faster than your YouTube channel. I just find that funny, but... Okay, so we can apply our subdivision and even our shrink wrap. And then we can just manually, one by one, adjust these faces. You'll notice that the amount of faces I have has quadrupled because of subdivision surface. That's the modifier I put on that divides every face into 4. You're seeing that in action right now. And then everything seems to be following the shape really closely and nicely. Let's go around this bottom edge here. Just making sure the mesh is also covering the big parts, so it's easier to bake, which is to get these details on the low poly. And just averaging things out. So Harad and Mordor Rework will be next release. Ooh, I think so. I'm not sure how much of Harad will be released. I don't even know if the tier 3 rework will be. I think tier 3 will be next patch. It's finished, but I don't know if they plan to release it, right? I don't decide what goes in the next update, right? I think they should be in the next patch. Do you have any idea when the Gate Wardens will be released? Nope. No clue. One thing of Gundabad, I think of Rakai plus Mordor plus Norse culture. Gundabad is potentially quite unique, as I think has a lot of liberties designs. Yeah, Zarn. And let me tell you right now, I think our team is handling it very, very well. Some of the concepts that have been kind of circulating and ideas and discussions surrounding Gundabad, I'm genuinely excited for them. It seems like an evil faction that, like, you know, I'm actually like, I'm excited to see, you know. You know, I think the Easterlings, you know, Rune and whatnot are cool, but and Mordor is also really cool. Dunlin, not as big as a fan, as big of a fan. But I think Gundabad, based on what I've been seeing, looks very awesome. They have some really good ideas and really good design choices that they've made. So I'm glad that we have the right people working on it. All right, so then we have another piece here. So Raider. This is like, I don't know what to call this piece. I'm gonna combine this all into the chest plate. So I'm gonna say this is chest plate. 0-1, quality 1, and this is the same thing. So Morgul Raider underscore chest plate. Underscore 0-1 underscore quality 1 underscore high poly. Because essentially these three pieces here will be the chest piece, right? This. Will the kill people of Rudor niche? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Mr. Unclear. How is Troll doing? Slow progress. We still have our animators working on them, but animation takes a very long time to do, and we don't have very many animators, so it can be, progress is slow on that end, but we're working on them, right? Wait, you have more than 7.9k on your Discord? That's crazy. I think we have, I can check right now. I think we have a lot more than that. I think we have like 11k or something. Let me check. Well, yeah, we have just over 11,000 people. So, yeah, it's big. It's very big. There's a lot of people on Discord. Not very many active ones, per se, but still. I'm just looking at the Discord here, seeing some stuff. Looking at screenshots. You guys are posting some awesome stuff there, and with the shaders, things look pretty crazy. Alright, okay. Remember, YouTube channel is not the only one bringing in people to Discord. Yeah. Yeah, we do have also a lot of other kind of YouTubers and people who are promoting our content, like Taiki, for example. Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues. Reddit, our YouTube channel, I guess. It's almost like Discord is bringing people to YouTube, not YouTube is bringing people to Discord, which I kind of find funny. I think the next piece that we want to do here is the chainmail, which is this. Let me just make sure there's no clipping. So this actually, it's like actually. Just make sure, I'm gonna make some gaps between our armor pieces here. These things are very close, just because I don't remember if you guys remember the last stream, but simulation went a little whack. Yeah, things got very kind of closely pushed together. in our simulation. Because of some weird ballooning effect I was not anticipating. Okay. Other factions I hope will have a lot of variations. Rohan, yeah, and Dúnedain, yeah. I think, yeah, Rohan should definitely have a lot of variation. I think that's also why it's taking so long. High on T is taking his time with it, making sure it's there's a lot of variation and whatnot. So let's retopologize this chainmail. What do you think of Age of Empires 4? Oh, it looks very cool. I'm not sure I kind of like that cartoony style that they've gone with. You know, it's almost like Civ 6. It's like Civilization almost. The graphics almost went backwards a bit. I don't know, but I'm still super pumped for it. I love Age of Empires. I haven't played the second one, which I know a lot of you guys might consider blasphemy. I've only played the third one. Well, a lot of the third one. I would like to play the second one. The second one looks a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun. But the fourth one also looks like a lot of fun, so very excited for that. I don't know when is it releasing? Age of 4. I want to know when it's releasing. Age of Empires 4 release date. They haven't said it yet. Okay. But it's planned later this year. Alright. And then we can add subdivision surface. Same process. Tribesmen of Nirn. I'm not sure what you're saying, Morgoth. Might have been reference to something I said earlier. If you are asking about units or anything, we have in the link of the in the description. There's a link to Trello, which is essentially where all our planned units are and factions. Everything's there. Link in the description. Man, you're doing terrific work. Keep it up. Thank you, Skinny Vikings. I'm really excited about the spiders, but I think they will be hard to make. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm not even sure what the plan is for spiders. I think we had a plan for them because we could just take animations from somewhere and map it onto a skeleton. We have some sort of retargeting software, I think, that we're working on. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even need to apply subdivision surface. At least the numbers keep climbing. Yeah, they sure do, Techie, yeah. As long as they're going up, you know, slow and steady, I guess. Why does Mordor get a rework? I think the units look really good. I think some would beg to differ, including myself, considering I made most of the units. I made a lot of the units, but I don't think they're very well made. I cut a lot of corners. I know that for sure. I think some units look good. I think some of the upper tiers, like a lot of the upper tiers, are, you know, pretty alright looking. But not low tier is not very good. Like the rabble units aren't good. Tier 2 I think is awful. Like the warriors especially. Pikes and axes are like okay, but still not very good. You know, it just doesn't look like anything from the movies in my opinion. This mod is already insane. I thought that it was not possible to remake maps in Attila, but apparently that's not the case. Yeah, we had to completely deconstruct the game essentially to do that. Thanks to Victimized. So yeah, we put our minds to it. We have a big enough team, we have people and dedication and motivation, and we're able to build the tools and do it. And hopefully it'll all pay off, and we'll make something really awesome and fun for people to enjoy. What stuff is planned for next update? I'm not going to tell you. I think your best bet would be to look at previews. if you go to the previews channel in the Discord link is in the description, and you go to the previews and you look at the previews, that would give you the best idea. This rework is going to bring new life to the Mordor faction. The new concept art is amazing. Thank you. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to releasing the new update, the new Mordor changes. I can at least say it's something I know I'm proud of. I think the upper tiers of Mordor I'm also proud of. I think Morgul Legion is alright. I think the materials are just too dark. I'll fix that. I just think that the models are fine and the high poly whatever is fine. It's just got some material issues that are too dark for Attila. And I think Guards of the Teeth are good. I like where they are, how they look. I'm just gonna add a cloak to them later. But yeah, the rest of Mordor, could use a bit of work. What is the text in your editing software? We are something. Yeah, we are professionals. That's a joke from last stream. Yeah, and it just kind of stayed in the file, in the file, because we streamed the beginning of this last week, last Sunday. So that joke kind of stayed behind. But yeah, it's true. It's not actually a joke, I would say. We are professionals. Wink. Yeah. Hello. Sorry if I sound stupid or dumb, but I have heard rumors that there will be a map editor that will be usable from this mod to use for games like Rome 2 to replace vanilla cities. I don't know about it being fully shared and whatnot. I think most things that are compatible that work in Attila work in Rome 2. I think both games are very similar in nature, so I think there's a good chance that the tool kind of works for both games. Don't know if the creator of the tool, Victimized, is going to release it or just give it out to Rome or something for modders and whatnot. Not sure. Any idea when the new update is due? I think I'm gonna have to give you guys a textbook answer and say that us, the developers, don't really know when the update is due, honestly. So we can't really tell you because we don't even know ourselves. I would leave that question to team leaders, and even if it's just kind of like, okay, how kind of updates work, I'll be completely honest with you guys. How updates work is when we feel that we've gathered enough stuff, right? Like people are just working away and posting stuff, and when we feel that we've gathered enough content or enough stuff to be an update, we release. So what I can say is that we only released the last update like, I don't know how many months ago, like maybe 2 months ago or something like that. When was the trailer released? The really big one on the channel. Let's look it up. Let's do some research. Literally about a month ago. Maybe a month and a half. March 13th. A month and a bit ago was the last update, so I mean, there's still gonna be another update planned, semi soon, but give it a bit of time. How big is the Mordor rework? Well, it's right now it's only tier 3, which is a full tier of Mordor. It's planned to cover like most of the units, right? Except for the upper tiers. So essentially, tier 1 to tier 3 is being redone, which I would say is almost all of Mordor, right? It's like only the upper units are not being touched, such as Guards of the Teeth, Servants of the Eye. Morgul Legion is not being touched very much, and Bodyguard is going to be made. So, because it's not only a rework, there's just a few units that are also missing. So it's not entirely a rework. It's also just finishing off. Like, this unit is not a rework, right? This unit is being made for the first time. Only that Rome 2 performs 10 times better. Yeah, Attila is not very optimized. What can we expect from the next update? Look at previews. Go to the previews channel in the Discord, and what you see there is should give you a good idea of what's coming. I'm gonna go to previews right now and look and see if it's accurate. Yeah. If you go to previews and you just scroll up, you should get a good idea. So go to from the 13th of March in the previews and scroll down. Or even before that. Actually, you can even go before that. So you can essentially see Harad, curved walls, some elven units, a lot more Harad, some more elves, a bit of Mordor stuff, a lot of Harad, some Khandish sentries, Anduin Veiled concept art. That, it should give you a good idea for previews. Previews is you look there and you should get a general feel of what we're working on and what's gonna come out. Thanks for the answer for the map editor to come first. This mod has to be finished. How many people are working on this mod? It's like a 100-man team working on Bannerlord mod. I didn't know that. That's very massive. We have about, I think, 30 active developers. So not anywhere near as much as Bannerlord. But still a sizable team. 30 is no small team. That's crazy. 100 people on Bannerlord? What? That's nuts. That's a lot of like major kind of studios. I had no clue. Yeah, we're not that big, but still 30 is a lot, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a lot more than it used to be. Please save the stream, okay? Yep. We have all the streams on our channel. They're all uploaded after, so you can watch back any of the streams we've done, which is concept art, units, campaign map, editing, so it's all there on our channel, and this one will also be saved, so no worries. What is the biggest Attila mod right now? Biggest in the context of followers, work ambitions, etc. Attila mod? I think this mod, this and maybe 1212. It's like between this mod, 1212 AD, 7 Kingdoms, I think are the big Attila ones. I don't know, for example, the size of like 1212, this 1212 team or the 7 Kingdoms team, or it's hard to say, right? But we're definitely very high up there for Attila, and just in general for mods. So it's pretty successful. Like we're not really, we're pretty high up there. So it's glad to see that this mod's getting some attention and love. Are you 30% complete with this mod? I couldn't really give you a percentage. You can look at the Trello, which is also a link in the description. You can see kind of what factions we finished and whatnot. if you were to ask me for a percentage on finishing, I mean 30% seems kind of fair, right? We're starting to get a hold on a lot of the factions, pretty far in, and we're working on a campaign now, and we have a lot of things planned out, and there's still so much work left to do. So I think 30%, that seems kind of fair, but also consider the fact that the team has enlarged by a fair amount, so the amount of work that we're getting done, like we're getting a lot done quicker. So even though this mod has been in development for I don't know how many years, maybe 6 years, since it's like started, right now, it's growing exponentially. So it will not take another 6 years, right, to finish this mod, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Well, if 30%, it's not going to take, what, another 18 years? Or 18 years total, so 12 more years? That's not the case. Okay. Who gave this stream a dislike? This guy's the goat. Thank you, Skinny. It doesn't really matter. New powers rising? Sure is. What unit is this? This is Morgul Raiders. It's a tier 1 infantry unit. As seen in the concept in the top right. How long does it take you to finish a unit like this? 3 to 4 hours? No. It takes weeks. I work a little slower, but maybe it'll take me like, yeah, a handful of weeks to do this, not 3 to 4 hours to do a unit. OMG, they're totally taking the hobbits to Isengard, bro. Look, with your elf eyes. Yeah. I really enjoy the music in these streams. Yeah, I can. Yeah, the music is our soundtrack made by Philip Oleka. He made this soundtrack for us. And yeah, if you really want to, I can link it. The soundtrack for anyone who wants to just listen to it on their own. But yeah, just let me know. Yes, I see the current Bannerlord mods. Resident uploaded. There's tons of mods being made on Crusades. Yeah, blah blah blah. Roman Area said there's larger teams apart from them. Taylor were working on them. Yeah, I think there's an LOTR mod being made as well. I mean, you guys with 30 members work as if you were a Bannerlord modding project altogether. Yeah, I think 30 developers is a fair enough size, or small. Is, you know, it's good enough. Honestly, the fact that you could do a campaign with the tools, limited modding tools, is amazing. Yeah, all thanks to Victimized and a few other people that he's working with, a few other modders and developers. Will you make the tier 4 Black Numenorians for Harad? I'm gonna check the Trello. I'm not working on Harad. That's first. He looks to change things a bit sometimes. Just gonna log in. I'm just gonna check the Trello. And tier 4 Harad. Let's go to Harad. There is one planned Numenorian, Lords of the West. That is the only planned Numenorian tier 4 for Harad. So. When the modder said the mods are never complete, there's always improvement. Yeah, there is always Yeah, in an agile manner. Yeah, exactly. We can always go back and do reworks essentially on things until it's perfect. But I think there's going to be a point where a fair amount of the team will kind of dissolve, and once we finish, we feel that things are done. Your guys' commitment reminds me of guys that used to work on Rome Total War mods. Thank you, appreciate that. You thought this was tier 2 looking amazing? Yeah, it kind of does look like tier 2 almost with the heavy armor, but these guys are planned for tier 1. They're not going to have very great stats, so don't be deceived by looks. Oh, and I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of talented people working on it, so yeah, we're hoping this thing will end up looking quite professional when it's finished. Finished within 2 years, Magic. I wouldn't say completely. That's it's possible. If things grow at the rate they're currently growing, then there's a good chance. There's a Numenorian tier 4 unit. Is two-handed swordsman. Yeah, that's the one. That's the only one. That's planned, right? I love Fusi's work on Harad, but you did such an amazing job on the Guards of the Teeth, so I thought you would maybe do more Black Numenorians in the future. True. Fair enough, actually. But I think we tend not to cross into other people's factions, unless, like, it's planned that way. Like, for example, Fusti's, we arranged together that he would help me with tier 1 just tier 1 Mordor. But generally, if he's on Harad, then I don't really touch it, right? Just kind of out of courtesy and respect, I guess. I don't know. But I appreciate the comments on Guards of the Teeth. Because I do think those guys look pretty awesome. Mirkwood Elf, I would recommend you look at the Trello. The Trello is in our description, has all planned units and factions, everything there. So if you have any questions about what will be included in the game or not, the answer is there. That's why we made it, and made it public as well. So feel free to check that out. Just go to the link in the description, Trello. If you guys managed to make the Momokill sword, we're working on it. Momokill is planned. It's planned, but it'll be made eventually. Just not right now. Trolls are the main focus for creatures. Our creature department is smaller. Mostly it's just because we don't have very many animators, but they're planned. Have I seen Lord of the Rings 4K? I don't think I've actually seen it in 4K. That sounds amazing. I haven't seen the movies in a hot minute. I'll probably watch them next week just to get a good refresher. It's been a while. Also, they are just great films. May I ask another question? Once this mod is released, what do you think it will do for the wider Total War community, and will you finally be relieved and take a break before coming back to it? Well, here's what I can say. That's a large question. I think I will be finished with Total War after this mod. I will probably not mod anymore, or I will probably continue graphics, but not in the context of Total War. That'll be the end for me when this thing's done. I don't know if I'll say relieved, because I'm not, once again, I'm not treating this as a job, right? I'm working on it when I have spare time. It's a hobby of mine, right? I work on it on the side besides my school and work. So, yeah, no stress or pressure, you know, to get it for deadlines and whatnot. It's just, you know, working until it's done, slowly and steadily. But, it's still, it's a funny question. I'm not sure how it'll impact all Total War communities. I think the mod will be really cool when it's finished. I think it'll be quite popular, just because of what we've done with, especially with the campaign map. I think that'll be the biggest kind of selling point, and we'll gain a lot of traction from that, and hopefully it'll cement itself very well into gaming history almost, or just in general, right? When someone, if anyone ever is for some reason interested in a Lord of the Rings army experience, like commander type, turn-based / real-time, all-around Lord of the Rings, risk style, at-war style experience, this mod will be the go-to. And it'll be fully fledged out and finished, and kind of custom animations, custom creatures, custom map, custom campaign map, custom maps, lore friendly, lore accurate, film accurate, like visual accurate. It should be the the golden ticket, should have everything. Will wargs for Isengard and Gudalgulur look different? I think Fingus answered your question. If you're to ask me, I think they are gonna look the same. That's what I think, but once again, we're not sure, so I would take Fingus's word for it. Yeah, details on the armor of Guards of the Teeth is so amazing. They're my favorite evil unit at the moment. The only thing I would add to them is a cape or cloth, like the Matheson. Yeah, I think cloak is definitely, that's like the biggest kind of feedback I've received on them, and that's definitely something I'll add, like very soon. Like actually, I'm hoping to get it in before the next patch. So I might do that. I could even do that on stream or something next week, because it doesn't take very long. It'd be very easy. Do it in like a day, get it in game. So definitely planned. I'm glad you like Guards of the Teeth. They are my favorite unit as well. I think they came out really nice. You sound so passionate. You remind me of the old nerd developers that used to do tabletop and RPG stuff back in the days of 2004 when game devs were making good games. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that comment. I just work on this, on the side. There's people on this team way more talented than I am, and way more passionate, and put a lot more work into it. I do what I can, with it, and kind of in it for the long run, I guess. But hopefully, for me, it's a lot of learning for me. I'm trying to make my stuff better. Essentially, that's what I think a lot of this is for, and why I'm doing this. Also seems like a lot of fun to play. I can't wait to play it when it's finished. I'm actually quite excited, not like I never play really Total War Attila or this mod, but that might change when we release it. Like, I'm looking at the stuff people are making, I'm like, man, I'm actually kind of excited. Question, are you finished with the tier 3 Uruks, and if not, then what are you working on then? What are you working on them? Sebastian, they're done. They're finished. So yeah, you might see them soon, you might not. But they are done. Expect a preview in the next few days, the next coming days. I'll make an official preview for them and post it on the Discord, like a cool render or something. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be sure to render them nice and pretty. Why no more Total War modding after this? Is it too much time consuming? No, I just think there's other things I need to move on to. Once again, like I said, this is a product I've been on for 4 years, so also not really interested in any other Total War mod or game per se. Right? I don't know. Is there? I'm sure there are other Total War mods that I could work on, but like, I mean, other Lord of the Rings mods I could work on, but this is kind of the only one that I'm really interested in. So yeah, there's no real reason. I would rather spend my time to work on a different big project. So that's kind of the answer I have for that. Yes, the mandatory MOTR rewatch must be at least once a year. It's been, I can tell you, I've been slacking. It's been a bit more than a year. By that I mean a lot more than a year. I appreciate you guys doing this wonderful job. It's been a long time since we've seen a Total War overhaul. Appreciate the comments, yeah. Hopefully this will be the overhaul to end all overhauls for Lord of the Rings and Total War. Yeah, Fingus, yeah, it has been discussed, but for now they were probably too much. Yeah. We're just working on them gradually. Once again, everything gradually. Thank you, Ragnarok. The music in the stream fits so well and eerily. Is that the tone you're receiving from the stream right now? Is it eerie? Do you guys go with LOTR or Hobbit look for wargs? I think we're gonna go with Hobbit. The Hobbit look. That's a good question. That is a really good question. I think the result will be the Hobbit. The only thing I don't like about the Hobbit wargs, like the ones from Lord of the Rings look like a lot like hyenas, essentially. And I kind of like the one in the I don't know, just the one in the Hobbit has a weird kind of head shape. I just don't like the jaw region of it. It seems really kind of wide. I don't know. But the face kind of the Lord of the Ring ones look kind of they don't look they look a little demented. Perhaps getting a red eye of Sauron and the red flames underneath on the cape for Guards of the Teeth. I think I'm gonna stick to a black cloak for Guards of the Teeth. Not much imagery there. I don't think I'll put much designs on the capes. Alright. Lord of the Ring wargs look better though. I think that's opinionated. I think there's advantages to both. There's some parts that look better, but I think overall the Hobbit one looks better. The Lord of the Ring ones kind of look like, yeah, the hyenas with problems is odd. That's how, as nicely as I could put it. Right, now we just gotta make sure everything's in the right place. I've just undone the mirror modifier so I could make sure, because I've built this essentially for one side, but the other side is not the same, right? So I have to make sure that it's aligned. Is what I'm doing. I think the Hobbit wargs look a little weird on the face. Just the jaw kind of shape looks a little weird. It's like really wide. When I would have preferred something kind of sharper. I don't know. Like the wargs in The Hobbit look like wolves almost, which I like better, but still looks a little odd. It doesn't fully look like a wolf. Yes, soon trademark. Yep, yep. I don't think we're gonna have warg variations. Custom creatures are a lot of work. We'll probably stick to one kind. Or if you're referring to the... Did you make the cape comment? I'm seeing. Oh, are you referring... Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think for now, I prefer the aesthetic of a pure black cape. I think it'll fit the unit better. They're kind of minimal on imagery and symbols and whatnot. They do have an eye engraved on the chest plate, on the chest piece, so that's enough to show their allegiance, but I don't want it to be too flashy or too much contrast. So for now, I'll stick to... I could try it, right? If it doesn't work out, then I can change things. Yeah, just making sure everything is projected onto the surface correctly. Alright. Man, there's a lot of questions, a lot of activity in the chat. Keep it going. I constantly have to go and read, which is great. Lord of the Rings look like overgrown hyenas, yeah. They're not bad, but they're Hobbit. I think they went with a better, choice or direction. You see them as different races of wargs, I guess. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to stick to one warg just for the sake of our sanity, and probably the Hobbit ones. Went for surprisingly, right? We don't usually take design choices from the Hobbit, except in this case. I think that's good. I only have to apply the last two modifiers, and then I can fix up just the edges, essentially. Okay. Sebastian, you're referencing the wargs. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, once again, it's a big pain to do stuff with custom creatures. So I'm not sure about what we'll do with variations. Once again, I'm not working on custom creatures, so not my kind of field. But I guess a reskin wouldn't be. I just don't know if we'd put someone on that, because it's a lot of work to make a really realistic custom creature. So might be a rework thing for later, like once a lot of things are done, most factions are finished and there's not much left to do, right? Or they might just go straight for it and just make another variation right away, and because it shouldn't have anything to do with the animations. Like, you only need to make the animations once, so okay. I think this is good. Good. Alright, that's done. So this is the chainmail. What is this then? Yeah, this is Raider chainmail. Okay. I also saw there will be wolf riders as well. I don't think wolf riders. I think it was Morgul wolves. So they're it's just like a dog's unit, right? There's warg riders, right? There's warg riders, and then there's Morgul wolves, which is I think it's just a dog unit. I think that's what you were referring to, right? Yeah, Zarn, I know what you're saying. It just depends on who's making them. Asmohan, I'm not sure exactly who's on custom creatures right now. I think, yeah, he might be. Yeah, there's not much, I will say, there's not much activity going on in the creation of new ones. We're kind of just in the process of, I think Trolls is taking up a lot of our times. That's the big thing, and it's just mostly animators on that right now. I think that's all I kind of have to say on the matter there. Okay. Yeah, the body of TR is fine. Yeah, the body of both are fine in my opinion. Maybe Lord of the Rings could be better, I guess. I don't know. It's just I don't think the face of TR is good. I like the overgrown hyena look, to be honest. Most fantasy nowadays has that overgrown wolf look for creatures like that. You know, I think, yeah, that could just be kind of an opinion thing, right, between different people, but I'm not a big fan of the faces of Lord of the Ring wargs. Yeah, Fingus, yeah. Exactly, it's just, if someone's gonna model another warg model, right, once we make this animation and the skeleton, that's the hard part, right? Yeah, the variation isn't the problem, right? Or isn't a big problem, right? Like, we're gonna make one anyway, and if you make one, the hardest part is making the skeleton and animations. Right? That's the hardest part. So making variations is not the hardest part, but it's just whether someone is willing to do that or not, considering there's so many custom creatures to be made. Yeah, I think the Morgul wolves will probably be similar to the wolves of Dunland, yeah. I don't know, I'm not sure, Fingus. Yeah, hopefully I can, yeah. He's a great sculptor. No, Dol Guldur is not gonna have the Hobbit trolls. It's gonna have trolls, all up high, right? Not the weird ones from the Hobbit. Not Stumpy, any of the Stumpies, as we like to call them. Blade Runner trolls will not be in the mod. I can confirm, I can testify to that. I seconded that notion. Okay, so then I'll get these. I'm just trying to think about what to work on next year. I think we'll do these chess pieces here. I think if I'm looking at the back here, these are meant to be separated and then held together by those cross pieces, straps. Yeah, those trails were not very nice. I don't know. Some strange design choices is all I have to say. I'm gonna end the stream in 30 minutes just because I can't be on it for so long. There's some other things I have to kind of do today. So it'll be a bit of a shorter one, but let's see if I can retopologize this piece before then. So actually, I want to join it. I'm going to join this at the top. I'm going to join these at the top, I think. And have only the bottom be separated. I think I kind of prefer that. Yeah, I like that way better. Okay, let's retopo this. I'm going to start with this piece here. Alright, these are separated. Okay. This will be Raider underscore. This will be chest plate 2. 02 underscore 1 underscore. This is the high poly. And then we shift A, plane, Alt G, tab, turn on snapping, G, hide that. Move these pieces here. And subdivision. Mirror, shrink wrap, above surface, offset, simple clipping, and turn off thickness. There we go. And then move this close enough. We should be able to encapsulate. I think I have a plan on how I'm going to do this. I'm just trying to create the topology flow in my head. So I think like this. We'll do it like this. Whoops. Nope. Zarn, no, Morgul Wolves, if you look at the description, I know it says it's Cav, but that's not what the description says. Let's find it. Morgul Wolves, classified as cavalry, but if you read the description, orcs in light armor bringing wolves with them. The hounds of Sauron are brought forth into battle by trained orc handlers. When the time is right, they let loose the wolves upon their foes. Skilled against both horse and man, these war beasts are incredibly fast and will ensure that no foe escapes from the grasp of the Great Eye. So, it is not a cab unit. There's no riding. Do I enjoy creating 3D models? Yep. Are heroes like Boromir will be in the campaign? Yeah, some of their planned. I think Jordan answered. Which of the concept art for the Tier 4 Orcs, aka the Blackguard of Barad-dûr, will you use? The plastic model version or the more armored one? What do you mean the plastic? I think, okay, so I'm gonna pull up the concept you were talking about. You're talking about these guys. Get a higher resolution. Right. I think the consensus. So I know. I kind of vote. I really wanted to make these guys, right. I wanted the Tier 4 bodyguard to be this. So I asked Mayron to make a concept, and he made this originally. And I said, this is cool, because the idea was that this would use a lot of assets from Tier 3. And I wanted this. So we kind of made a merging, essentially, of our ideas, where this is what I kind of wanted, this is what he wanted, and this is the middle ground we came to. So maybe we would do like something like this, where this is like officer or something, and this is the general unit. Because I like these guys. Seems to be the consensus. A lot of feedback I've been getting is that everyone likes this guy here on the right, the very armored guy. So I'm kind of a little split when, I'm not really there yet at that unit, so I'm a little split on what to do, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Among the missing units for Mordor, there's also the Mortal Orcs Tier 2 infantry. They are ready or will be made after Mordor. After Raiders? Yeah, probably made after Raiders, right? Part of the whole rework thing, right? Seems that I know, yeah, some of you like these ones. I kind of like the simplicity and heaviness of these guys. I don't think I'd go with this open face model. I'd go with these ones. Like I like this, right? The chest plate here. There's like so something like this chest piece. I think this middle one is a good one. I would like to do this middle one. Well, I'm glad to hear that people seem to be agreeing on this middle one here, because I kind of like these for Tier 4. It seems very heavy. Like, just feels a lot heavier. This seems like, I don't know, just very spiking a lot and very armored and stuff, right? But, I don't know. First of all, it might look a lot like Tier 3. And, I feel like this guy, you could sell a lot more weight with them, I guess. They would look more elite, in my opinion. Despite having less armor. Or less, plates. More plates doesn't mean more elite, in my opinion. Let's go here. Right. So this is... There's gotta be a better way. Do I not have a auto merge on? Okay, so I'm trying to think of. Okay, it's like this. What's a good way to do this? subdivide this. You would prefer if there was no eye painted on the chest plate? I mean, I don't have to add the eye on the chest plate. I kind of get to decide what I want to do with it. I'm pretty sure the plastic model also had an eye on the chest plate. I kind of like that about it. It would seem almost, it wouldn't seem very Mordor-ish at all. Like, I think the eye kind of sells that it's Mordor, right? Otherwise, there's no real kind of cue to tell you Mordor, because the armor style is not traditionally Mordor, because these guys definitely look like Numenorian, right? Doesn't look like orcs would wear it. Right? I don't know, I think the eye, you kind of need it. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know. And even the plastic models have that, so that's kind of why I bring that up or say that. I think the only thing that looks weird, one that's so finesse and plated with a lack of layers on it compared to normal Mordor style, so the middle ground looks more Mordor due to the layers. And yeah, I see what you're saying, right? You want plates and, you know, kind of jargon and a bit of chaos almost in the armor, because that's kind of the Mordor style, which is you're definitely right there. But I think what sells the high tier is the cleanliness of it, right? More plates would indicate lower quality armor? Well, beg to differ. It depends. It depends. Well, it can be more work to, in terms of like ergonomics. To have more plates, and also I can see it being more difficult to have multiple, you know, cast and not cast, but, you know, forged plates. It really depends on the shapes. I guess, of what you're making, but for example, these leg pieces here, a lot of little segments. This would be a lot easier to do in one piece than in multiple, in my opinion. This is kind of a situation where the high amount of plates sell the high tier, in my opinion. High amount of plates sell it, but you can also sell the look of high tier with lower amount of plates, especially if it's like, yeah, once again, if it's a single piece of metal that's put into a difficult, complicated shape, almost like the one in the concept, where it's a pretty nice looking chest plate with some complex metal pieces. That could sell the high tier for sure. So there's balance. Vous êtes de grands malades, vous faites un travail exceptionnel, bravo à vous. Merci. The Blazing Sun. Merci pour les mots gentils. I mean, you could still have nice plated armor and make it work. I just think it needs different layers on top of each other. Yeah. You're right. You are definitely right, Zarn. That's part of the Mordor look is the plates. you couldn't deny it. Don't think anyone could disagree with you there. What I was trying to say was that the eye mark is more like gold fitted on the chest plate in the shape of an eye and not painted on it, and I would prefer it being gold instead on the plastic models. I don't know if gold fits in the aesthetic of Mordor. Like, I don't think they have, you know, concepts of like royalty or, you know, wealth and whatnot, so that they would have gold and have higher tier officers with gold, right? Being that they are just kind of war machines, right? They don't really care about that. I don't know. I don't think gold in any situation would work well with Mordor. I would rather, personally, I would go with just the red. I think that's what we'll end up doing. I'm not bad-mouthing Burgundy, but it was always the more economic choice until industry developed to allow munitions plate. The one, was a choice. Yeah. No gold for Mordor. Yeah, I don't think gold fits or coins. Yeah. I don't know. I think the shield. I think the red eye would be good on the chest plate. I don't know. I think that would work out. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna finish this and then go in game, and we're gonna review some stuff. We're just gonna look around a bit, as it is traditional to do so. Oh, okay. So just make sure that these now fit right, because they're not exactly mirrored, because they were made asymmetrically in Marvelous Designer, not Substance. Like so. Just making sure everything fits in the right place. Following edges. I think we're good. Yep. And then on the other side, doing the same thing. Yeah, this stream maybe not the most interesting, since it's just a lot of mindless retopology. Apologize for that. We did kind of all the exciting stuff last week with all the cloth and simulations and crying and pain, but hopefully I'll get some. I'll definitely be working a lot on this week, since I have a week off from work, so I can definitely get a lot of this kind of brainless retopologizing out of the way this week, and then next weekend we could probably focus on something more exciting. Right, just making sure all the edges line up. Ça vient droit du cœur. Prendre votre temps pour créer le bonheur chez les gens avec ce univers que vous êtes. Thank you again, Blazing Sun. Appreciate that. Merci beaucoup. Actually mad how fast you model this. Like I would have made a score and failed. Well, once again, all the hard work was made in the simulation, right? I simulated most of this, and now I'm just retopologizing, right? Which isn't very difficult. It's just kind of following the guidelines of the model. So the hard part was done, but it's not. Also, it's not very hard when the software is simulating all the cloth for you automatically. I think I have noticed is a lot of orcs from Mordor have dark red fabrics underneath their armor. Yeah, I think that's definitely the case we have with tier 3. Because, for example, when you're at Minas Tirith, and you see just the massive army, it's like almost all tier 3, I think, right? That's kind of what the idea of tier 3 came from. And so that unit definitely has, which should make up the brunt of your army in-game, will have that red cloth underneath. So those dark red fabrics will appear there when you're in the mid to late game of the campaign. Most of your army will probably be tier 3, and so your army will look like the ones on the fields in front of Minas Tirith. Je ne parle français, Blazing. I agree with the eye being red, but Sebastian was trying to say I think it would look better as being part of the shield and protruding from it instead of painted on it. I kind of want it on the chestplate. I don't know. We'll see. We can. I don't know if it'll be protruding ever, because that doesn't make really sense armor-wise. I don't think they would make a red. First of all, what material would that be? Would it just be another piece of steel that they've kind of smashed onto it or riveted onto it, and then just painted only that red, or would they just paint the eye on the chestplate and shield? Right? How would it be protruding? Right? Like, what would you make that of? You wouldn't make it out of plastic, right? So it's most likely painted on, right? Most likely. But we can try, because if assuming that we're going the painted route, it's very easy to take it on and take it off. Like, put it on and take it off, so we can just play around with it easily and see what looks better. Put bolts in the armor so that it looks like the armor's fresh from the Forge of Mordor. Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of these the leather pieces will be bolted together. I just haven't gotten to that part yet. Have you ever played Third Age Reforged? No, but it is the reason I got into Rise of Mordor. Because I'm like, oh, like I heard about Third Age, and then I got a bunch of Total War games, and then I heard about Rise of Mordor, and then I just went straight to that instead of touching Third Age. Do you have like a poly count limit? Yes, we do. I do. I'm quite under budget right now. Like, I'm not. It's pretty hard to pass it if you're being like, semi-economical with it. So yeah, it doesn't happen often where you pass it. Oops, I did not mean to do that. That was the wrong order. But there is a limit, but you don't pass it often. Okay. Just making sure all the edges are kind of rounded and not skipping any edges. Okay. I think that's done. I mean, you're probably right. Mega 3D models and 2D concept look different, of course, and some things that look a bit off in 2D can look better in 3D. Yeah, or the other way around. It's like a chill Sunday stream, probably for the end of the weekend for me. Yeah. I would just prefer it if it would be metal in the shape of an eye fitted on the chest plate instead of just an eye painted on it. Be it gold or red doesn't matter to me, though I prefer the red. I meant the chest plate. Okay. I don't know, once again, how you would... First of all, how practical, or... I don't think I've seen that before, right? Where you make a design out of metal. Like it's not hammered into it. It's like a piece that's protruding from the chest plate. I see what you're saying. From the plastic model, it looks like it's like a kind of solid piece coming out of it almost. I don't know how realistically. If you could show me maybe an example, a real life situation where that's been done. You know, that might work. You know, that might give me a better idea of, you know, how to approach it. At the moment, I think painted seems the best, just the best option for me. Okay, I think we close this for now. I'm gonna watch Total War Attila for like 10 minutes just to look at some stuff. And then we'll close the stream down because I have to go early today. It's definitely interesting how different units and armies have different unique features to their appearance. Oh yeah, there is a huge aesthetic difference in a lot of the factions. It's very interesting how some architectures look very different than others. Like they can be completely opposite in their design. I noticed that Dale is super good optimized. Yeah, Dale was made by an Premiere. And yeah, very well made with you know, lots of LEDs and whatnot. But we have a guy on our team who's working on a tool that'll automatically make LEDs for us so we can optimize a lot of the factions. But you also have to keep in mind that Attila itself is just not very optimized. It's not a great game in that regard, so especially considering Mordor is meant to be a horde faction where you have massive armies. It doesn't really help. Either way, I bet Tier 4 will look amazing when you finish them, and I can't wait to put them on the field. Mordor is, after all, my favorite faction. Well, I hope to satisfy you with that, Sebastian. I think you'll like what I'll be coming up with. And Tier 4, I think it might be a ways away, because I'm doing lower tiers right now, fixing them up. I see TF2s I like. I didn't know I had TF2 on Steam. I'd be rivets, painted certainly makes more sense, but after the designs we saw in the Hobbit trilogy, we come across as positive mundane to rivet an eye onto a shield. Yeah. I just don't see it kind of happening easily. I don't know. We can try it. Thank you for all your hard work. No problem, Magnus. Will you stream the making of Tier 4? Probably. Likely that'll be the case. I don't know when... it might be a very long time before I get to Tier 4, actually, because I only have a few weeks before I start getting really busy with some stuff. Like, very, very, very busy. So you're probably not hear very much from me at all in that time, and that's gonna last for most of up until like the end of summer. Then I might just be out of business or just out of inactive for a bit, you know, because there's kind of seasons that some of us come in and off, you know, depending on what's happening in our lives, work and whatnot. So I don't know what I haven't really thought of. You know, I haven't really put thought into it about what's gonna happen around that time. Let's put one of everything. Yeah, but this will be your main army here, so. Pillagers, spears, pikes, small legion. Okay. Let's compare it. In the chat, what faction do we... What's another faction we just want to look at? Give me in chat the whatever the consensus is. I'll pick that faction for who we're gonna look at compared to Mordor for some reason. I don't know. We're not gonna go deep into the other faction, but what's the other faction? You guys pick. I think the orcs in Minas Tirith were called the Morannon orcs. Yeah. Maybe, but the entire point is that Tier 3, the Tier 3 unit is supposed to make up that huge army. That's what Tier 3 is based after. Call them what you like, we call them the Orc Throng or Orc Archers or Spears. The name might be Morannon orcs. I'm not super sure on the lore there, but... I support the paint, but I'm one of those weirdos who like to mail in tabards over the spiky armor in the Hobbit. Ooh. Watch out. Watch out. Sad to hear. I love your work, but good luck for you. Thank you, Ragnarok. Appreciate it. Okay. So I'll give it up like a minute, and whatever has whatever like the most named faction is who we're putting it up against. Everyone. There's like 63 people watching or something like that. Everyone put down the faction they want to see be put up against Mordor, compared. Oh, I really like this. Oh, these are some really nice UI things. I didn't notice these. That's really awesome. That's really cool. It's really creative. And no funny answers. No funny answers. No Rohan, no Romans. No R factions. Okay. Let's look here. Isengard, Lindon, Gondor. Lindon, Dol Gondor. Lindon. Dol Erebor, Gondor. Dol France. This is the wrong mod. It's the wrong mod, Mateo. This is an empire. Okay, some guy put Gondor like 3 times. So okay, so how many Isengards we have? So not Isengard. So it's basically between Lindon and Gondor. Six Lindon. Okay, I think Lindon wins here. I'm just too lazy to count, to be honest. But it seemed to mostly be between Gondor and Lindon. But I think Dol Guldur would be good to actually screw you guys. I'm doing Dol Guldur because we want to compare the evil factions. I think that's a good choice to do Dol Guldur. Let's clear this. Champions. Boom, 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 boom. I think we need to compare evil factions, so we're gonna go with 2 very kind of similar looking factions. So that's my justification. Lindon does look very nice. I don't think we need to comment much of Lindon because it already looks amazing, so I don't see the point of that. Yeah, I think Lindon won by a landslide, but okay, Sebastian, let's look at these. That's a good example. That's a good example, Sebastian. Fair enough, fair enough. But we'll have to see when we get to that point. Mrenan is the region of the blanket. Okay, that's, yeah, that explains it. I think we can. I think it's fair enough to compare Dol Guldur and Mordor, right? I think because I can give critiques on both, right? Linden already, you know, it looks fine. Everyone loves Linden, you know, it looks great. Dol Guldur could use a bit of work. Okay. So, wait, I didn't. Why is there 67? This must be. I didn't know there were only 67 units. Okay. So, in terms of performance, I guess I don't have that many troops. Yeah, I don't have very many soldiers on the battlefield, so that's why I'm not really lagging, but yeah, lighting is not great. Like, you can see that it's just pretty awful that the lighting looks good in one direction but terrible in the other. And these guys, they look you know, they look good, but just in the direction of the light. Like, I gotta face them the other way. Oh, that's really cool when they do that. To be able to appreciate them. So yeah, you guys saw the concept, right? So that's kind of what you saw that concept earlier that I made. So I think it's clear enough that it was made off of that, right? And I don't know if you can see the chest plate. No, this is more of a legion. How I identified these guys with Mordor essentially is oh, there's a bit of clipping on the neck there. Is that this piece here, the eye on the chest? You can increase the unit sizes in graphics option. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. In the graphics settings. I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, wow. So is that, because I haven't done a multiplayer, so is that, so everyone has to have the same kind of settings for multiplayer then, right? Everyone has to have the same amount of soldiers. Okay. Otherwise that would mess up the balance, right? Hey Maron. We're just, we just finished up almost, basically a lot of the modeling and stuff, so we're just doing a bit of review of Mordor again. So these guys will get a cloak. I think very akin to these guys. I don't know why this cloak is so shiny. Seems that, yeah, I don't know why it's that reflective, but that's my only issue with Servants of the Eye. I'm not a big fan of the cloth, kind of what goes underneath. Like, look at this. It kind of looks like just some kind of strange glossy material. I don't know. I just don't see it as cloth. You know, it's just kind of the same matte material that goes all the way up. Right? I don't really understand it. Otherwise, I think it looks pretty cool. I think, you know, the helmet's pretty alright. You know, it's not bad. And I think for some reason that the top of the chest plate is rigged to the jaw, which is kind of weird. House size is what setting is what everyone cuts, yeah. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, we don't need huge armies. Yeah, the big problem with the evil factions is definitely their darkness. Oh yeah, I think these guys are definitely going to be replaced. Yeah, look how dark this is. Oh my god. I think we're gonna fix this as well. We found, I think, something in the shaders. We found the way, essentially. We found a setting in the shader that we can change on the dark side of the light what it looks like, what the color is. So I think that'll fix a lot of things. We can make it like not pitch black when you're not facing the light. Because look at this. This is indistinguishable. And in the light you can see, like look at this. Like this you can definitely, you can just see what's going on, right? You can see the armor. The armor makes sense. You know, you can see everything. But from here it's like just dark. Like look at that. These guys in the dark. Where's the dark side? Where's the dark side? This doesn't look bad, but yeah. Look at the front, it's so much lighter. You can tell. We had the Witch King. Yeah, the Witch King he's planned as a custom general. Would be cool if the captain of the Guard of Teeth has the same armor like them instead of the servant's armor. I think it was just to make him look different. I didn't really make an armor piece that changed, that differentiated him. Witch King of Angmar, he's a planned custom general, so he'll be a tier 4 unit. Yeah, I think Dol Guldur is also incredibly dark. Once again, I think it's a mixture of a shading problem and a material problem. So these guys are going to get replaced. Obviously, a lot of issues. First of all, Feynman will get some new heads. Second of all, yeah, armor not very good. The belt doesn't even line up with the spot on the tunic where the belt is supposed to be. The shoe armor doesn't make sense. Not much variation. It's kind of the same for literally all of them. So no variation except for chestplate and helmets. These guys all have the same helmets. Because no, actually they don't. These are the two helmet variations. This one is not bad. I kind of like this helmet. Was made well, I think. I think this helmet has a good model, a good high poly. The material could change a bit, but this is definitely a good one. This one, a little weird in my opinion, not as great. But I guess the big thing in question here. Oh, I love the horse armor in these guys. I think the horse armor is great, especially this kind of great, kind of spiky look between the plates. I'm a big fan of that. I think that was really well done. Tier 3, cannot wait for these guys to get, replaced. Also, look, the strap. I think the strap is metal. Yeah, that's not even leather. I just, applied a material on it, whatever. So yeah, now, okay, I guess we have to face everything in the light, just so we can actually see what's going on, I actually kind of want to be able to see the units. Yeah, so I guess these guys will look cool when you have, a big army of them. There's a lot of variation, It'll look really awesome when, there's a difference between them all. They don't all look the same or whatever. I think these guys will look really cool in big military ranks. So this is what Trusty's redoing. So I think the current issue with them is just not much variation. And I don't think this represents tier 1. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Maybe it's also the fact that literally all the bodies are the same. I think that's a big part of it. I think the shields are fine. These are like, I made these shields a very long time ago and I still think they kind of hold up. Like, they don't look terrible. I'm awfully surprised about that these are the things that held up. Right? Just kind of strange in my opinion. I don't know, but yeah, usually a lot of my first assets don't really hold up, but the shields I think held up. This one didn't. This is not a good shield design. This is also my shield. Other weapons are mine. I'm not sure what that is. Doesn't look very orcish. I don't know. This one looks slightly orcish, just not very rusty. I think that has a good kind of shape. Don't know about that one. That doesn't look very orcish. This one, Helmets are mine. I don't think the helmets are terrible, just the material is a little dark. They're pretty simple. These guys, this is the tier 2 that needs to go. So this is what needs to, I'm gonna work on this definitely. First of all, in the light, they are like pitch black. In the light. Angmar, yeah, Guards of the Teeth are Numenorians, black Numenorians. Yeah, it's just that Mordor needs a lot of variation, especially in the faces and the heads, which is definitely something we're slowly working on. There's like 2 more orc heads on the way, so... What is this? Why are these 2 guys in the exact same spot? I've never seen that happen before. These shields also made them, not the greatest. Yeah, not the greatest. Same swords. I did make these maces / clubs, so those will be remade for this unit, I guess, and it'll look better, but those aren't terrible. I don't understand the chest plate for this. Like I don't get what the chest plate is. It looks like a cushion or something, like a black cushion. The helmets, I think the model is not bad, but it's just the material is so dark and looks so low res for some reason. I don't understand that. Yeah, the chest plate also not very good in my opinion, but these guys will hopefully be redone with lots of variation. You like tier 1? I like tier 1. Yeah, I mean, the quality of the ascent isn't bad. Like, it's pretty good quality, and it was made by Hakan, who he's the guy who made the trolls, right? He's not a, and he also made this orc head, the famous one orc head that's on every single one of the faces of Mordor. But yeah, I think maybe you do have a point. You know, if we changed the bodies, maybe this could fit. I just don't think that this kind of peasant look fits the tier 1. I think the tier 1 needs to look a bit more chaotic, a little more messed up. You know, just kind of ragged cloths and strange armors and just almost just incomprehensible and just ugly and whatever. Yeah, these guys will look a lot better when they're redone. Same thing here. I like the orc swords more curved and scimitar-like. Yeah, I think you have a point. Now you can add the old tier 3 helmets for the tier 3. Nope. We're not recycling anything. Also, the material would be off, right? I think the tier 3 material right now is too reflective. At the moment, it's too reflective. It's too shiny. And so, if it's too shiny, that's why it's also too dark, right? The more matte it is, like the less shiny it is, the better it kind of is to see in the light. As long as it's not like super dark. I accidentally locked the unit. Okay. I guess the last thing to look at. So yeah, this is tier 2 warriors. Oh yeah, definitely need to change. I think there's an axe unit. Yeah, these guys. Let's see. Okay. Some of the orcs should be smaller. We can't change variation in height. They all have to be the same height in the unit. So we can't really do that. We set one size and that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's saving this unit is the chainmail by Aldur. This is the only thing that's good. The gorget's not bad. I mean, it was just kind of put together. It was just kind of scrapped together. There was no real dedicated like unit when this thing was made. We just kind of took assets and slapped it together. I think the axes aren't terrible. They're maybe a little dark. I made most of these. I don't think the axes are that bad. Maybe a little dark. They could obviously be better, but this unit doesn't look as bad as the other kind of tier 2 ones. But what is this guy? Looks like a clown. Looks like this black cape and looks like Zorro or something. I don't even know. Doesn't even look like anything, really. Yeah, just I don't know. A lot of chainmail, weird armor. This armor looks, eh. Yeah. these spears are good. I think these spears will look really good with the new armor once that's implemented. And this shield is terrible. Yeah, as you could tell, I think I'm as excited for the new tier 3 as you guys are. And there's so many videos on YouTube and so many, just kind of a bad reputation that tier 3 now has because they've been out for so long. Pikes, you'll notice it's just kind of the same armor, right? Kind of needs to be changed. Also, just so dark, it's just so black everywhere. Even like if you look at the movies and the references and whatnot, like the armor is never actually this dark. Like in every case, in the references I look at, I've never actually noticed like the armor is not this black. So I don't know why that was made like that. So these guys, this is my first head attempt essentially, making a new Mordor head, which looks take it as you will. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think it's lacking just some details. I think it looks just not very detailed. I don't know. Also, the eyes do just kind of pierce through. But the armor-wise, I think these guys are not terrible. This is one of my later units, and the only thing I might do is give them a color change. They're just I still think they're quite dark, but I think the armor of these guys hold up. But the fact that I cannot distinguish his chest plate here is a red flag for me. That screams not very good when I can't really see his chest piece in the light. You know, in the back here, you know, not terrible. Yeah, reusing some of Alder's chainmail stuff. You know, some interesting kind of plate armor here. A few variations in the helmet. I think that's it. I didn't make this weapon. I don't know who did. But these guys are not. I made the sword, which I'm kind of proud of. I think they look pretty good. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I like how chunky they are, especially. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think this unit really appealed to a lot of people because they were heavy. Like they felt very heavy. So hopefully, with a material change and a lighting change, material and lighting change, these guys will look good. They'll be more clear, they're readable, and you'll be able to actually see the armor, kind of, I guess. Because right now it's just too dark. Yeah, these guys are my favorite, though. Hopefully the lighting will fix this angle. Because even, this is still, you can still kind of see this, I guess. These guys are a bit more seeable, I guess, you know. Despite their armor being, like, really dark, black, gray. I think that's enough for Mordor. I'm surprised you guys like Morgul Legion. I think it looks good, but yeah, not as bad as some of my other stuff. All right. So. Yeah, I've had a lot of time to think, Owen, about all of these units, so I think that's kind of what I have to say about it. This, once again, the heads definitely need to change. I feel like this, I don't know how I feel about this unit. It just kind of seems like it's, like this armor does not see, I can't see, if someone could show me a practical example of this armor in real life, like, I will give you a big high five, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Who just kind of like, you know, attaches plates like that to fabric. I don't know. It just doesn't seem very realistic, and they all have the same. I actually didn't notice. There are some variations. Look at that. Didn't notice. Just don't see this as very realistic or practical. I do kind of like the idea of this kind of wooden shield. I don't think that's terrible. Phantoms. Very interesting stuff. I can't remember who made these. But yeah, just a big kind of rusted mess. I don't know. They look kind of cool. I like their the face is kind of completely covered. But I feel like there's not enough kind of contrast or shading or ambient occlusion that can separate, you know, the layers. Like from far away, it just kind of looks like a big rusted mess, which I guess is kind of the goal. I think these guys could look really good if they just had some neat shading to kind of separate, you know, the helmet, the chest plate, you know, the different parts of the armor, where one armor ends and one starts, right? Because right now they all kind of have the same, it just all has the same texture. I do like the little arrows. I think that's creative. Just some stuff sticking out everywhere. I like that. I don't know. It just kind of feels like it's all the same color and texture, so it kind of blends really strangely. Tom, you're completely right. It's the only time I don't feel guilty saying something bad about about what someone made. It's very easy to put down your own stuff. Maybe orcs have odd place nipples. Yeah. 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 Maybe I think the big fact is the orcs, they are all one it's just all one type of orc. I think that also kind of affects it, right? When armor is not really what differentiates your unit. What is my favorite orc unit? So I can't say Guards of the Teeth. Then probably the new tier 3, which you'll see soon. I like the idea of Phantoms and Wraiths, but the models need love. Yeah, I don't know. I think these models are fine and whatnot. It's just all the colors are too similar in my opinion. So you kind of lose track of the different parts. The Wraiths, on the other hand, look a little different. Once again, it's unfortunate that, for example, looking from here, it's just a black blob, even though from here there's a lot more color. Once again, there's not much variation in this unit. It's also kind of, I don't know, just how I feel about this unit. Those are some really nice... Wow, that's a really great shoe asset. Wow. I don't know who made that. That's really cool. And also this belt piece is really cool. I'm a big fan of that. And the arm. Wow. This unit is actually not terrible in some places. I don't know. It feels weird in others, but cool in others. Like, I do like the shoes, and I do like this one metal arm, and I made the skin for this. So I basically made the fleshy arm. The fleshy arm and the eyes, or the face. Obviously not the greatest, but shield feel, I don't know, the sword feels a lot darker than the rest of the unit. It's like black compared to the shield here. But these guys, I don't know, they look kind of cool. But once again, you never really see them when you're playing the game and you're just, you know, you have battles going on and whatnot, and you know, things are just moving around, and you never really get to actually see what this looks like, which is just a shame to me. The Wraiths look a little bit too much like Haradrim. I don't think they look too much like Haradrim. I guess I can see where you're coming from. Oh yeah, there's one Phantom with an axe in his head. Where is that? I do remember that. These guys at least have some variation. That's very cool. Yeah, this one. That's funny. I like that. That was a really good touch, the arrows and whatnot. I forgot who made those. I remember being in the chat and stuff all the time when those were being made. These guys, I think they look cool. I think just the material is too dark. And it's all so uniform. The only change is what, in the helmet? It's like 2 helmet variations. I think we've added a few more later on. And I don't know how I feel about these guys. It's just, yeah. And also, once again, it's just dark. It's dark. Feels a little blocky as well. I don't know why, but I feel like you shouldn't see this crease here, this crease here, this crease here. You can almost just kind of see what the mesh looks like, which I don't think you should be able to do. You can see the model. It's very cubic-y, almost, which I don't think is should be the case. I think the weapons are super cool. Where's like the champions? The glaives are very cool. I really like these weapons. I think that these look awesome. I don't know how I feel about these guys. Yeah, it's a little dark. Maybe lighting will fix it. Maybe it'll take a rework or something. I don't know. Champions. I like this helmet. That's a cool one. The face looks a little weird. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the face. Chainmail. Not very distinguishable. I don't know. Yeah, not sure how I feel about everything here. Oh well. I think Total War looks it's like it's good. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But I think it could use a bit of work. I think they have, yeah, I think these guys are definitely the best part of Total War. I think what would make these guys a lot more appealing is a lighter material and a lighting change. Would make these guys a lot more, you know, fun in battle to be able to watch and see or whatever. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on that. I think I'm probably gonna end the stream for now. I have to go. It was a little bit of a shorter one, but we'll continue on tier 1, that one unit. I'll probably be doing a bunch this week at home, just on my own. And yeah, that'll probably be it. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys accompanying me here. So, and yeah, I will see you guys hopefully next week. Wait, I'll just answer a few questions before I go. I don't really like the current Wraith and Phantoms. They look nice, but not what I would envision them to be. Yeah, I'm not too sure where the concept exactly came from. Yeah, Wraith seemed like difficult to model in my mind. Yeah, coloring and whatnot. I didn't make Total War. Total War is not me. By the way, just making that clear. Yeah, I think Orc factions, any dark faction, is suffering the most from lighting. It's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll fix that. Hey, a question. I live in Germany, and these scumbag politicians have imposed a curfew over all of Germany. You're not allowed to drive or walk outside after 22 o'clock. How's it in America? Well, where I am, they just announced recently that police could pull you over whenever they wanted to, but no one liked that, including the police. So the police were like, we're not going to do that. And then the people were like, yeah, that's not cool. And so the government had no choice but to completely revoke that order. So right now it's just like, stay at home. Like, they'll fine you essentially if they figure out you're not really, if you can only essentially go outside or drive for essential work. That's kind of the situation here. I just find it kind of funny that they said that police could pull you over whenever they wanted, and then the police declined to do that, refused to do that. So that's a funny little story. Alright, yeah. I'm going to close the stream now. Thank you guys for participating.